What an intro.
Y'all
Start
ready?
the stream.
Crazy.
Careful.
I'm feeling really aggressive today. Let's just say if the correct plans and checks, Richard, I'm not forgetting that perception check last time. You can't just make perception checks while you're in a tent, all right? Because you won't be able to see shit.
He's got a
Real
point.
aggressive.
I mean, you really can't argue with that.
I could have made it.
No
when
matter
I was
what you
walking
roll,
in,
you can't see through a tent.
But the tent was down most of the time anyway.
After.
After.
So that's all to say, don't fuck with me today. Or the campaign's ending today.
You swear?
DPK. It's on the table.
We can try it.
I think I want to call that bluff.
That would be sick, though.
We get killed by our own dragon.
Everything goes horribly wrong. You kill us all 30 minutes in.
Before the fight even starts. Okay. Everybody ready? Everybody did their vocal warm-ups?
I did
Ready.
Then why don't we go ahead and jump in to today's episode of our Tales of Foundation. Richard, go ahead and start us.
What's up? You're not gonna give any background like you do.
The
before
recap. Do the recap,
Yeah.
Richard.
No, Colin, do the recap. We went into a tent,
That's true.
met up with Vendrick, talked with Primus and new champions. They're assholes.
So the last time, our heroes and champions had finally reunited with their former companions. Decades passed out in the prime material plane. We had rejoined with Venric, the Primus, Emir Porco, and all of the new elected champions. Out on the far continent of Wynandir to the east, a battlefield was in its infancy. As soldiers arriving from all over the world of Foundation were beginning their siege on Zenith's Citadel, an enormous structure, and at its center, a giant obelisk breaching into the sky with an ominous red beam emitting from it. You all learned that within a few days' time, an event known as the Celestial Solstice would occur, in which the magic of the world of Foundation would become a lot more out of control, and great things could happen during this time. It was deemed that that was all part of Zenith's plan, to utilize this magical phenomenon to enact whatever his plan was, and a drastic one at that. As at the base of the Citadel, numbered in the hundreds of thousands, a demonic and elemental combined army awaited the remnants of the mortals of Foundation. A war council was to be held, in which the Primus got to see all of you, and a strange effect of him remembering you all, but other members that you had met in your past having some sort of effect placed upon them. A memory-altering spell of drastic, well, worldwide influence, it seemed. You met with the new elected champions. Pa'ubra, Dalen Forgewake, Demacia the Copper Rain, Egregor Veilheart, and Masilla Dreadthorn. Each of these having a different personality than you had expected, but a familiarity, as you remember in your beginning time, how it was to meet other members like this. There was a little confrontation, but at the end, Primus, taking control of the room, began to discuss what had all occurred and what the plan was. As Amir went over the tactical reports that had been laid out, it seemed as if the Citadel was completely guarded including a magical field that prevented any sort of divinity from interfering, trying to explain why the gods hadn't appeared for some time. Part of the plan was to destroy this, to infiltrate the Citadel and eradicate the portal that remained at its base, as well as disabling a sort of artillery-like unit that rained down destruction from the sky, eradicating Zenith, who was presumed at the top of this obelisk, and at the very end of it all, preventing whatever ritual had begun. It was discussed that different task forces, units, and champion groups would get to decide how they would take on this operation before being interrupted by a familiar blue adult dragon, as Baragra descended from the skies and Redalus and her had a nice reunion. The party began to split off, gathering more information. Tormund going to talk to his former companion, Yora, and Gaius heading out to gain more information on what the scouts had been able to find out, while Redalus and Akuji arrived at Amir Porco's tent to discuss what a spell effect could be taking hold over a populace and reminiscing in a certain fashion. With this information being held, only a small approximately 65 hours till this solstice would begin, we rejoin back on the camp at the center of the Severed's encampment, with Tormund and the scarred and oh gosh, I have a hard time with words today, guys. Not disfigured, but crippled in a certain fashion, Yora, who still hadn't recognized you, Tormund. As you asked her if she recognized your name, there was a brief moment of recognition, but something preventing her. So, as we join back into today's game, Tormund, as you're lying in what was once your tent, Yora just kind of eyeing you up and down. There's like a little bit of tension you can feel, but what did you come here to accomplish? As she kind of stands there, you understanding that she's not recognizing you in this moment.
I just wanted to see her. And I would know at this point that there's no way I can snap her out of it, right? Without magical means.
From the discussions and effects that you've seen so far, yeah.
I would say to her, I won't take up much of your time, but do you know where Crucix is?
Is this a fucking joke? Because it's not fucking funny. He's dead. 10 years now. Get the fuck out of my tent.
All right. And I'll walk out. I'll mumble to myself, though. She's gonna feel like an asshole when she fucking remembers.
Back out in the encampment of the Severed, that energy is still there from all that time ago. The rowdiness, the raucous nature of them, but still that like commanding. You can tell just from the way they look at each other that there is such an innate trust here, and you can smell it. They are preparing for a big fight. The energy is palpable.
What do the numbers look like then?
Less than less than what you remember them being. But like it's hard to get a huge grasp of it. You can just definitely tell they're not as packed on top of each other as they once were. And there is slightly more order where there was like not very many tents and people just sleeping on the ground or whatever. They seem to like erected a pretty good camp for themselves. There's control and order. There's supply stations with water and food and not just people fighting over whatever scraps over a big bonfire. It seems as if their time at Protunheim has influenced the Severed with a little bit more order. There are still brawls going on, and as you're like walking through, an individual gets thrown into you, and like you kind of get pushed to the side slightly, and they're having a little bit of a brawl.
I'll snap his neck. Move on. No.
Okay. He kind of stands up. Hey, you want to join in? He's got a bloody tooth, like he spits out a tooth on the ground. Big fella.
Sure.
You start wrestling with some dudes on the ground.
I wanna ask them questions though as I'm wrestling.
Okay. As you guys are like, you take this moment, a selfish moment, to just enjoy the company of the people that you helped raise up. And at the end, you find yourself having drinks. You know, maybe you got a couple scrapes and bruises, but nothing sustainable. One of them punches you in the shoulder. Yeah, you're a pretty good fucking fighter, man. We could use you on the front lines. You want to join the War Beasts?
You only knew. I have some questions for you.
Nah, go ahead, shoot them.
So, who formed the Severed?
Oh, that would have been the Liberator.
Tormund?
It's been a while. Yeah, we just call him the Liberator, you know.
Yeah, heard he was a hell of a man.
I wouldn't really know. I was really young when he disappeared, so.
I heard rumors that he used to carry some sort of chest with him wherever he went.
Yeah.
Is that still around?
You'd have to ask the chief, but she's kind of a hard ass, especially this early in the day.
Got that.
I know that there's something that she's always transported with her. Yeah, you'd have to ask her. Sorry.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Hope to see you on the front lines.
Yeah, same to you. Stay safe.
As you walk away, you see that the two that you were kind of having this interaction with, I mean, they're like barely in their 20s.
Did they give me their names?
Yeah, if you asked for them.
Yeah, I would have.
The one guy that didn't really talk too much, his name was Levin. And the more stout figure was a young half-elf by the name of Arax. Make me a perception check.
No.
Perception or investigate. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Akuji.
I'm kidding.
He snaps your neck and you die, Tormund. That's one. Hey, motherfuckers. I said it from the beginning. Don't fuck with me today.
I don't care how much money you pay.
He
You can all
puts
die.
a gun to your head, blows it off.
First gun ever in existence.
Yep. Technology's really changed.
Perception, you said?
Mhm.
17.
Ooh. As you're walking away and they're like they were like shirtless, messing around, as they begin to put on their, whatever vests or scraps of clothing they see, they pull out a sword, a couple axes at their side. You see there are strips of cloth hanging off their weaponry. And as you're walking away, as you take that in, you begin to look around more, and even the people, the guards, whatever, whoever, daggers, short swords, pole arms, bows. You see that all of these people have little strips of cloth of different colors hanging off their weapons. Some more than others, some only one or two, but there's a pattern around here.
Torm would just smile at that sight. And could I think back to when I was in the tent? Did I see anything that would have resembled my chest?
Yeah, there wasn't much in the tent. You do notice there was a few crates out in the corner of a couple barrels, and then underneath the cot that she was asleep, you saw just a brief moment, a little handle sticking out from some container underneath. It seemed to be about the right size.
Okay.
And you remember as she threw that dagger at you and you caught it, you saw it draped in even thinner ribbons of cloth. In the moment, you didn't really take it in, but now that memory comes back.
Okay, I guess I would hang out outside of near where her tent was, trying to be inconspicuous. Waiting.
7 foot, 6 foot dude.
Waiting for her to leave her tent.
Okay. Not too long, maybe 20 minutes or so. You're just hanging out, maybe talking with the two you were wrestling with, and eyeing the tent. You see a couple individuals walk into the tent, announce themselves. They enter, a few moments pass, and they both and Yora walk out and seem to be in kind of a, not a rush, but like there's purpose with step.
Yeah, as soon as they're gone, I'm gonna go into the tent. There's
Okay.
and I didn't see anybody else inside, right? There's nobody else waiting for me that I know
You
of?
didn't see anybody inside.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Yeah.
I'm good at this shit. 10.
As you start to go that way, your buddy Arax speaks up. He's like, hey, man. If you're new here, I really want to do that. The last time somebody snuck into the chief's tent, she castrated him. So I probably wouldn't do that.
It's alright, I'm good friends with the chieftain.
Hey, you're a loss. They begin drinking again. You enter into the tent. Not stealthily. Definitely people saw you do it. You are inside.
I'd like to look for my chest.
Make me an investigation check.
3.
You look under the bed, and you do find a crate there. As you pull it out, it is much smaller than the one that you knew about. Maybe like half the size, maybe a foot wide, foot long.
Okay. Can I open it?
You open it. Inside, you find a large quantity of strips of cloth, like laid out as a bed. And then on top, you see a short sword that's laid in the box, and then a shoulder pauldron that isn't like large. Immediately, you recognize it. This was Krusik's armor and weapon.
Is the armor just like plate, or is there also like cloth and things to it?
It's like a leather pauldron, so it's kind of malleable.
Okay.
But yeah, just like a little leather thing.
Could I cut a piece of it off?
Yeah, there's like straps on the side.
Okay. I would just cut off one of the straps and probably tie it around my wrist. Blade's getting a
You
little
do so.
full.
You do so.
And then I would close that and put it back. And keep looking for my chest.
it takes a while. Like, you're looking around. There's not much hiding place here. Many hiding places. You don't find your chest.
Okay. That's it for now, then. I'll try and leave the tent kind of stealthily.
You don't. You leave, the moment you leave, there's like a couple individuals like, hey, that dude just walked into the chief's tent. But there's no like, get him. They just acknowledge you, and you're free to go where you would like.
I think now I'll go meet back up with everybody else where their tents are at.
Okay. During this time, as your group has spread out, is there anything anybody else would like to do, or in this time? I think it was kind of decided you guys would all meet up, but you were all kind of getting the lay of the land first. So,
What time of day is it?
it is just past noon. You have approximately, if you had a timepiece, you have 66 hours until the solstice.
I think I need to go find Amir Portco at some point. I think that's who they said I could get the bombs from.
Okay.
Yeah, well, guys, doing that, I'm gonna try and find like a high spot somewhere so I can like see out the battlefield and the enemy fortress. See what we're gonna be walking into.
Back to the south, there are hills that kind of grow out, not enormous, as it is mostly like a wide wasteland of a plain, but enough so that you can see over the heads of all of this army. Roll me, it's your choice. You can roll me a perception check to just get like the grasp of, you know, if you're trying to look at the enemy, if you're trying to like make a plan or like get some like intel or info, that'll be an investigation check.
Okay.
One's broad, one's more specific.
Yeah, I'm gonna do investigation. $22.
Okay. I'll let you, on a 22, you can tell me what are important things that you want to pick out or like deduce at this time. Like, you can see a pretty good lay of the battlefield. So
I'm just trying to see, since me and guys are gonna try and sneak into this place, you know, and get to the front wall, blow that up, then I want to see if I can go even further in. I just trying to get an idea of like if there's any enemies positioned heavily in one area, another area, if there's terrain that would make it easier for us to sneak up and get close. And from the inside, if I can see far enough any movement, that would tell me, you know, what areas are more heavily fortified, you know, just good points where I can kind of sneak through. If I was going to try and infiltrate the actual fort.
okay. The walls are like 30 feet tall. They aren't like completely man-made. They almost look natural in certain aspects, like stone jutted up from the ground. At this distance and from this altitude, you can't see inside. You are able to make out there is movement, and there are these strange like light, like glowing effects that come from inside. Like, you'll see like a flash of light. Even with this red hue that is all around this area, you'll see a little flash every like 10 minutes or so. As far as entry points, if you're facing it, right, and the entrance is on the south side, that is where the entirety of their army is like looking you guys right in the face. That looks like the worst option. The east and west side, as it is just one big circle of this citadel, easier, definitely easier to get into because the battle is going to be held primarily on that southern face. But you can't really make out a lot of details there. But on a 22 investigation, you're able to make out the opposite side on the north. There doesn't look like there's an enormous amount of enemies on that side. So if you were trying to go there and be seen by the fewest amount of eyes, the north side seems to be the best opportunity. Ooh. Can you roll me... This is stupid. Just roll me a d20. If you get higher than a 16, it's something awesome. It's something cool.
I got a 3.
Okay, that's what you make out.
Could use inspiration, but I'll save that. I guess while I'm up there, I'm going to take out a little like scratch pad and kind of like sketch things. And then I'm going to like get distracted and kind of make it like really pretty, like I'm making a painting or something.
Okay. As Lepitor takes on the battlefield, Gaius, you make your way through the streets. Asking around, you eventually find the beautifully and audacious 3-story tent of Amir Porco. You arrive outside, the tent flaps are closed, and you see a small rope hanging from the outside that seems to be suspended by magical means.
Just a random rope.
Mm-hmm. Like a foot in front of the tent flaps.
I'll just probably don't even know what that is. And I'll just yell out, Amir, are you in there? And I'll just like open up the tent flap a little bit, look inside.
Mm-hmm. You are met as you open the door. You hear this like beautiful like dee 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 dee, and like you're opening the door to a beautiful palace. You don't see him, but you do hear a voice that seems to emanate from all around you. Yes, and who is visiting me at this hour?
My name is Gaius. I was part of that meeting a little bit ago.
Yes, I do recall. What do you need? Still, no, you don't see him, just a voice.
I talked to some of your scouts earlier, and they kind of gave me a rundown of what's happening, and they were thinking about, or hoping they could maybe blow up a wall. Said you maybe would have some devices that would achieve that?
You feel like this wind come past you, and you see like right next to you, he's standing there, some sort of cloaking ability for whatever reason. And he kind of looks at you and says, yes, I do. We've been working on them for some time. They should be prepared here within not too long. Why, were you hoping to gain entry on your own?
Me and somebody else, yeah. I think we're gonna give it a shot. I think we're pretty capable of it.
Okay. If here, and he scribbles something on a paper, and it kind of, a little fiery effect comes out, and he has this little parchment that says, "Take this down to the Atheretics tent. If they have any prepared, they'll give you as many as they can. I would warn you, they are quite volatile and dangerous. I don't know if you've dealt with explosives in the past, but I'd be very temperamental with them. They can explain how to activate them and everything."
Okay, that's no problem. Also, another thing they told me was most people are struggling to get closer if they aren't invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that we could get me invisible for a short amount of time?
I believe we could do something like that. As far as enchantments have been going, we've mainly been sticking with aggressive enchantments on things, but I'm sure we could spare one of the wizards to cast a spell on you. It wouldn't last permanently, but for an hour at least.
Okay, when he tells me that, how long do I know it would take to get to the wall? About?
It would take way longer than an hour.
So, Would there be any way to delay that so I could activate that on my own, or?
Could be. Enchantments of that nature aren't really my specialty. You could ask Egregor. He's fairly skilled at things like that. He kind of gives you the instructions for it. But he might be using his magic for other means, but who knows?
Okay, I'll just kind of nod my head at him and I guess just start heading towards wherever he pointed.
He stops you. He kind of clears his throat. Guidus. There's a strange magic emanating from you. I have kind of a keen eye for these things. Whatever that little item is, it's very dangerous.
I probably just keep walking, just telling me something I already know, kind of,
Tent flap closes. You head towards the Etheritic's tent.
Yeah, I'll go there first. Or whatever's closer, that or Egregor.
Yeah, Egregor's tent's pretty close. A very simple, like one person, like a stick in the ground with a little tarp over it and a bedroll you see, and there's 2 feet peeking out from it.
So he's asleep right now, is what you're saying.
You just see 2 feet.
I'll just go ahead and just kind of walk up and, excuse me, Egregor?
Yes.
Amir sent me over here, seeing if you could maybe help me out.
You peer down, and he's just sitting on the bedroll, eyes wide open, hands across his chest, looking up. What sort of assistance would you like?
Me and somebody else are going to be attempting to get to the wall tonight. I've been told invisibility will help quite a lot, and I was wondering if there was a way that we could get me invisible at a point that I choose.
Yes.
Yes, and
I could do that.
will you do that?
Yes. For a price.
What would that price be?
250 gold pieces.
Sure.
He holds out. He kind of sits up in the tent a little bit and just holds out his hand. He doesn't leave the tent. He's just laying there.
He's just laying there.
He's the whole time the conversation is just. Now, please.
You need it right now?
If you want your thing right now, yes.
I gotta go talk to somebody else.
Okay. Lays back down.
Breathe.
I would either go try and find maybe the Primus or Redolus.
Okay. Along the path, the Etheritic's tent comes within eye shot while you're looking for these individuals.
Then I'll go in there.
It is not a tent, but an actual wooden structure of a building, quite large, like more of an auditorium, or I guess more of like a rodeo kind of in a way. It's on bare ground, and there are workbenches and stuff all over the place. There are bunk beds, and yeah, there's one wizard riding a cow in the middle. uh, uh, it is a workshop. As soon as you enter, the smell of like hot metal and like electricity is in the air. There are arcane flashes. This appears to be where they're brewing or creating arcane objects of different worths. There's potions being created, as well as in a back there is about 3 or 4 different mages who are all focusing on this one crystal in the center, and they are putting in their magical energy, and it takes a few minutes, and then it collapses into this little yellow dot, like a little condensed energy ball, and they slowly all levitate it over and put it in a capsule and lock it. You see arcane runes etch up against the side. A stout, bald man with a big white beard comes in as you enter, and he says, is there anything we can help you with?
Mir sent me over here to pick up some explosives.
Okay. Do you have a missive from him?
Nope. I assume he sent you something.
Oh, yeah. Let me check. He pulls out. Okay. Yeah, got it. How many you want? We've got 8 of them ready to go. But I warn you, they're a little bit bulkier than we hoped for. The containment device, it took a little work, so.
If you could show me how big they are, and I can make
He goes over to that group that was working on that thing and pulls out. It looks like a pill. It's probably 6 inches wide, and at its center, like suspended in the middle of this glass capsule, is that little glowing ball of energy.
So how many do I think I could carry without it being a problem?
If you had like a sat, like a bag, you could probably carry like 4 of them. You do know they are in glass containers, so
I guess I'd ask them, do you guys have a way to transport these safely?
we were gonna have, for safety reasons, we were just gonna have individuals one at a time carry them. We're nervous about the magic being too close together, and if one got set off, it would start a chain reaction. There was an idea being brought up of trying to transport them via a bag of holding, but our resources kind of ran low, and we haven't been able to enchant anything of that level.
So could I even carry 3 or 4 of them at a time?
You could. It'd be very dangerous.
I guess if you could just find a way to let me carry, just if you have a bag or something, if you can like pad it to separate them.
Yeah, we can do something like that if you're looking for more of them.
There's
Give
gonna
us a
be
few
2 of
hours.
us. Yeah,
We'll see what
there'll
we
be
can
a
do.
couple of us. I'll need probably 2 separate bags, each to hold 3, 4-ish.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get started on that right away.
Again, I guess nod my head and I'll head out and try to find Primus or Redulus.
You were able to run into Redulus before the Primus.
I'll see him. There he is. How much money you got on you? You still carry that stuff?
Robbery.
Sugar daddy.
Actual gold. I think I only have like a cool 600 left.
Only cool 600.
Yeah, I kind of should have it in my notes. Wrong book. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Your boy is carrying Okay, I lied. It's more like a solid 450. So,
could you maybe give me a small loan of 250? There's a greedy wizard who needs some gold to make me something.
greedy wizard. Amir?
Some guy named Egregore.
Fucking wizards. I mean, yeah, sure. Just
If
so you
not,
know.
I can go
Just
try
so
and
you-
find the Primus or something.
No, it's fine. I don't mind. Not sure what the fortune is like looking after 20 years, but I mean, Warfront, we're almost dead, so why does it matter?
Kind of have the same thought.
250 on your hands, boom, little baggy.
I'll make sure the Primus pays you back.
He will be paying.
I know that's
You know
right.
what? You know what? Let me follow with you. Let me go with you. I'm a little. Bargrud's building a tent. Fucking pirates are being pirates.
Then I'll take me and him over back to Egregore.
You arrive at the same tent with a pair of boots sticking out the end.
I got your money.
He holds out his hand.
I'll put the money in his hands. Like, how exactly is this thing gonna work?
He stands up or sits up, takes the gold, begins to count it. 1, 2, 3. Counts all 250. Here. Takes a piece of his hair, rips it out, and begins to tie it a little bit. Your wrist, please.
I kind of just I give Redless like a weird look, and I'll just put my arm out.
He just ties like a simple little knot of his greasy black hair, ties it around your wrist, says like this magical like "Ifasma," and you just feel like a cold like feeling go up your spine. He's like, "That is the blessing of the Moonweaver. At your command, you can become invisible for 2 hours.
One use.
1 use. If you have another 250, I'd be willing to do another one. I'm running out of material.
If I find 250 more gold, I'll come back. But just for me, is this like a normal invisibility rules? Like actions break it?
Mhm.
Okay. And just kind of give him this kind of gross, weird look. Odd, and then thanks. Head back.
As we walk away, I kind of tell Gaius, like under my breath, don't go to him anymore.
Apparently,
That
he was
was
the
weird.
only option.
That was weird.
Yeah.
He has it's a massive bald spot.
He was just laying in the bed, arms crossed, staring
His
up.
feet are just popping out.
Yeah.
It's behind us. What's that dripping from your wrist?
Ugh.
That's it. I mean, I'm gonna go my way. I just want to see this person. Well, we go.
All right. Who's next? Now what?
Fuji's looking for some well, he's looking for some devil's weed.
Okay.
I'm on the
How's
hunt,
lettuce?
Let's try to
Got
get
this-
high.
scouring the city.
Your first instinct is like, I gotta see what the pirates are up. Like, what are the pirates doing? You wander, like, it goes from like ordered military and like perfect tense to like chaos. There's just like people fighting. There's like music, like music being played. Eventually you find this kind of gaunt dude who's got a deep cut in his eye. And he's like, "I heard you're looking for a little something, something."
Yeah, but how'd you hear that?
Word gets around quick here.
Yeah, I am.
All right, what are you looking for?
Some that devil's weed, you know?
Oh shit, all right. How much?
I'm thinking
40 pounds. Oh, shit.
see, I'm thinking like 6 grams.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that'll run you 75 gold pieces.
Do I even got gold? I'm gonna guess no.
I'm gonna guess no as well. I don't really think. I think that was kind of a lot of you never really had money. Like it was just, it's like you never really had to pay for shit.
When he says that, I'll be like, check my pockets. Like, oh man, like I forgot my gold pouch in my tent. But what if I do something crazy that you never had done before?
Roll me a persuasion check.
I push him back 10 feet. I
Alright,
pull him
that's gonna
back 10
be
feet.
19.
Damn.
What kind of crazy shit?
I was thinking, like, kind of. There's a lot of options actually. Like, I could make your fucking eyes be glow bright as the sun for a while.
Let's
Trip
do
out
that.
your buddies.
I want to do that.
All right, that you sure? There's a lot of options.
No, I want that one. That one sounds awesome.
All right, cast prestidigitation.
His eyes begin. What does it look like? How do his eyes glow?
I just like almost just blow some dust into his eyes or something.
He kind of rubs them, and he comes back, and they're like the scariest, like brilliant, glowing, like yellow eyes. He's like, "Did it work?"
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I gotta go freak out the guys with this shit. Here, take this. He hands you a little bag. Hands you another 2 little bags. He's like, "Don't do all of that at once, man." Hey guys, and he walks away. You gotta see. He literally, it's like that one thing out of Ghostbusters, the second movie, where he's like walking around. He's got these fucking crazy, like bright beam eyes. You got 6 grams of devil's weed.
I'm gonna head back to
All right.
whatever the central location.
65 hours until the world ends.
Why not? Why not?
Throwing that on the table. Okay.
He's gonna smoke some devil's weed with the Primus right now.
Oh shit.
He's gonna get everyone blasted right before a big attack.
Okay. What next? Any other individual missions, or would you all like to kind of rejoin with each other?
I think it's time that I round up the pirates.
We're
Okay.
called the champions.
Wrong group.
Oh, my fault.
You head into the terrain, I guess the domain of this group. Automatically, like you pick, there's like at least 8 people following you, and they're trying to pick your pocket. Like they're looking for a moment to pick your pockets. You immediately clock them. There's another group. Like every time you're walking through somebody and there's like a little building or a tent or something, they're all like eyeing you. You see like one spinning a dagger, and like one of them's like picking it between his teeth, spitting on the ground. He spits a little close to you, kind of steps in front of you. Where do you think you're going, bud? Don't you know there's a tax here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the tax?
2 or 3 more people come out. I mean, if you're willing to part with 15 gold, I think we can make your travels a little easier.
I'm gonna give a little loud ass whistle. Have Bar Girl land right behind them.
Poof! Hey, how about we just call it even? All right. And they come on, boys. Let's go. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go.
Actually,
spit
stop.
somewhere else.
Go ahead, stop. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
You reaching?
Turn around.
We were gonna argue.
Turn around.
I'm all right. Whatever you said. They start getting on the ground with their hands behind their back. Listen, man, we're cool.
I'm gonna start checking all their pockets.
No pants.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
He just gave out a loan. He needs to replace that money.
That's funny.
Holy shit.
That's funny.
You find 42 silver,
Okay.
19 copper,
Okay.
2 daggers, and then on one of them there's a beautiful locket with a nice, beautiful picture drawn of this not too pleasing to the eyes woman on the inside.
You got fat knockers?
It's only a portrait. You can only see like the top part of her
Oh, shit.
face.
Okay.
He's like, one of the guys is like,
Please, man, that's my sister. Please.
Close it. Give it back to him. I don't want that. There's no monetary value for me. And you know what? Now that I have all 3 of your attention, I want you to round up every pirate in this proximity, and then have your people round up even more. We're gonna have a little group discussion.
roll me a persuasion check.
With advantage, right? Because he's got a fucking dragon.
Persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, I'd say
You got it.
persuasion or intimidation.
That's fucking insane. Let's do persuasion. That's gonna be a 16.
They stand up, and as you begin to tell them that, they're kind of pissed, and there's a moment where they're gonna bolt, and Baragra like lowers her head and growls, and this little like electric comes out. And they go,
Ow, ow.
I thought that's a great idea. Hey guys! They start like shouting at people. Eventually, a group of maybe like 70 to 100 people form, and they all think that there's about to be like a fight. Like there's like a fight circle forming.
Oh God. Hey, scum! All of you, focus up right here on me. How many of you are genuinely here for riches and
Everybody
glory?
raises their hand.
How many here are willing to sacrifice their lives for those riches?
All of their hands go down except for 2 people.
Who? Which are they?
There's like their hands are in the back of the pack, and you can't really see them without them stepping forward into the circle.
Hmm. Okay, you two? All right, come up. Everyone else, you guys might as well just fight now and die. Because if we don't do anything about this fight that we're gonna go, if we don't go in with the right mindset, the whole world ends. There is no more riches. You will be forever a slave to whatever power commands dominion over you, or hell. You guys can make a difference here, and if successful, riches beyond your imagination.
There's like a brief moment, and then you hear like one of them say, you hear one of them like speak out, and they say, listen, it's all good and fun for nobility and honor, but we're just here for a fucking paycheck. And the crowd starts to disperse a little bit. There is one individual who's dressed much nicer than the rest of these. He's got kind of like a suit jacket on, but its shoulders are ripped off. He's kind of a slender human at first, and you see a little point to the ears. You assume he's kind of a half elf. Kind of little tanner skin, obviously spent a lot of time on the seas. He steps up. He says, hey, I appreciate you trying to make a statement to all of us about being heroes, but let's be honest. He kind of looks at, gentlemen, we're all just here for the reward. The treasure troves of Vasselheim are open to us, so I say, unless you are willing to pay more, then you might as well just leave. We know what we are. We're pirates! And they all, yeah, yeah. We're just here to fulfill our own goals. Your dragon's very scary. We'll admit that. But let's face it, if you're going to intimidate us, you should have spilled a little bit more blood.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You two, the ones that raised their hand, that willing to sacrifice their life for it, toss them 2 daggers, one of each one. If you can kill him, I will double, triple what you are earned.
They immediately scramble at the daggers, like fight each other over the first one, and the guy's like, wait a minute! And they bum rush him, and you just and one of them stands up with the dagger. I did it! And the whole crowd like looks, and they all raise their hand like, I'm in. Whatever he's paying, I'll do it. And the half elf is like, they're just shanking the shit out of him on the ground.
That's enough. Go up to him, grab him. Seems it worked. So, I'm gonna make sure he doesn't die because I'm gonna need this fucker still.
Oh God, please kill me.
No, you either die on the field, or I don't know, something worse. We can drown you.
Step on, crush my head, please. Step on me.
Nah.
It's so bad.
That's too bad. You two, the one that stabbed,
Drink some water.
give him some water and take him to the med bay.
Oh, no, please. He gets dragged away. You got it. And he starts dragging. Please, just kill me. Just please.
I yell out, if he dies, you two are dead.
They run faster through the group. The energy here now, you've commanded a greater audience than the 100 that has arrived there. One of the kind of more brutish gentlemen, all scarred up, kind of fucking broken nose to the side. He goes, what should we call you, boss?
It rings. Just call me Redulus. Redulus the Reaper. For you. Everyone else, don't mind them.
To the Reaper, and they, that dude comes up and he says, just so you know, I think the captain is. You might want to speak with him. He's the one who's promised to pay us. He might not like it if you steal as many of his men. He's on the southern reaches on his throne, so.
What is his name?
Dante.
Dante. I will go see him now. And I
You want us to come and kill people while we?
No. In fact, I want you to get all the weaponry you have and get yourselves ready. I want you prepared.
Do you have any money to make me like do that faster?
If anyone wants to take this man's pay, kill him now.
It was immediately just like 8 dudes. Shake. No, please!
All right, take him to the med bay.
No, kill me! I can't feel my legs, please.
If you want to take pirates,
I'm
you gotta be a
paralyzed.
pirate.
That can't be fixed.
This is unfixable. What you've done.
Oh,
If he
fuck
keeps crying, take his toes.
They went straight
I'll
for
take
the spine.
I'll go ahead and
you
make my way there.
formed a bloodthirsty posse and make your way through thousands of individuals. You're like accruing like a parade like style, and where they're like, this dude's paying people to kill people. He doesn't care who it is. And they're like, I'll fucking do it. And you hear like more shanking and stuff, and like, oh.
That's enough shanking. If I don't sanction it, it's not paid.
Fuck. Eventually you arrive. It's quite a long walk. Maybe like another 30-45 minutes, and you gathered quite a crew of people, and you arrive at this kind of inset into a hill, this encampment that has beautiful tarps and like silken sashes spread across it, giving this kind of colorful aesthetic. There are piles of crates and boxes and treasure, and atop of it is a gorgeous, let's just say, solid gold throne. And there is a dude sitting on top of it. I say dude, he's a small gnome who's got this beautiful handlebar mustache. And he's just kind of sitting there drinking on some wine. He's got a drove of guards, like a dozen or so. They're heavily armored. These actually look like fighters. And he just kind of sits there. The throne is way too big for him. It's like he's sitting in a beanbag chair, and he's just kind of like on his side. As your posse arrive, you all get kind of stopped by the guards, and the individual doesn't really recognize you, but the guards are like, "You're not going to go any further, bud. Sorry."
Looking for Dante.
Well, it looks like you found him.
So you command all these pirates, do you?
Does the wind command the storm? Does the flood of the sky Wait a minute. Does the... Yes, I do. I command the gold, so I command the people.
Sorry, I don't see the rest of the gold. I'm assuming it's spent on this beautiful chair.
Why, yes, you have an eye for the most divine of artifacts, yes. Might I ask why you are arriving at my beautiful palace?
I was wondering where, while the pirates are out here doing whatnot, and I don't see you really commanding anyone. So, if you excuse me, I will be doing all the work as well as commanding this whole group. So,
Yeah, one of the people behind you, like, yeah, he's paying people to kill people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But I do ask, how much are you willing to pay? Because my funds are unlimited.
Where are these funds from?
Some time ago, I found a beautiful hoard of treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Took it upon myself to command these men, and when approached by the brutes at Vesselheim, I offered my assistance for a price. So, when this fight is over, I will become the richest man in all of the world.
Very nice. I turn around the whole group. Everyone, if you get rid of these guards, you will take all of his, how did you say it, hoard of cash?
What?
And then chaos, fucking floods of people, fucking. There's a moment in the fight, Redolus, you feel like a couple shivs in your back, and it's like one guy, and he's like, "I'm sorry,
The scimitar straight up the
I didn't know." In a matter of like minutes, there is blood all over the field, and there are maybe 40 people dead on the ground. And they bring up the little gnome, and he's like, "Wait a minute, please. I'll fight for you. All you have to do is ask." Listen, we can be friendly about this. We don't need to kill each other.
Insight. I'm gonna roll for insight on that one.
Okay.
Oh shit. That's a 24.
He's pleading for his life.
Good. Perfect. You will be my footstool as well as leading the front lines of these pirates. So you have now promoted to footstool. Appreciate it. Also, everything you own is now mine. Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. You get to live. The price is everything you own, and I graciously appreciate it.
Can I keep the throne?
I look at the throne and no, I think it looks like it's my size, so I thoroughly appreciate it.
People are still killing each other. Like at this point now, they're
You can stop.
They're just and as this moment comes to a close, you sit atop your throne of treasure and you look out.
It's a blood field.
There's like 100 people dead.
He looks out upon a grateful universe.
A grateful universe.
A grateful universe.
Now I rest.
Congratulations, all who survived. You are now receiving the payment of everyone who has fallen.
Hell yeah.
Loot, whatever possessions everyone has, ready yourselves. Do no more killing, because it is going unpaid.
Oh, boo, boo. A fucking wine bottle clashes against the throne.
Redolus just dies of laughter. Feels like home to him.
As the treasure trove sits before them, they start like, what do we do now? What are we gonna kill? When does the fight start?
Soon, you will have your moment of ravage unadulterated violence, but patience. Patience is beautiful because it lets you hone in all of that rage. So please, gather all the equipment you can find. Of everyone dead here.
Tormund's this whole time been in the mob on a blood frenzy.
He's okay. Yeah. Tormund's in there just fucking snapping necks. Yeah, I'm picking up gnomes and smashing their backs and throwing.
Realist tells everybody to stop. He's still going.
See him.
I really needed this, dog.
Can I clock Tormund if he's in there at all?
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, he's in there. There's fucking people getting thrown off. Like he's wrong.
I'm gonna call him and be like, except him. He's not getting paid for this. That man right there is not getting paid.
I'm flipping gnomes off my fucking back.
Why are you only going for the gnomes? The gnomes, Tormund.
They're attacking me.
Get him, boys!
There's an army.
High time.
There's an army of them.
Oh shit.
We haven't discussed when the attack starts, correct?
Right. That was like gonna be after you all gathered your like information or whatever groups you were gonna go to. You were gonna come together and decide what time would be the appropriate one. It was discussed that you could go early if you had a good enough plan. It's just waiting it out the full time. Like, it's a difficult thing to talk. Like, you have to come up with plans.
Right. Okay. All of you who are waiting, continue to wait. Stop killing. It's gonna go unpaid. Any payment, any coin. Tormund, stop breaking your backs.
Tormund's having his own little moment where he's surrounded by a group of like 50 gnomes, and they all got daggers, and they're like,
Listen here. You've made an enemy to our people for life. Your name will not be forgotten for how many of our brothers and sisters you've killed.
Tormund's just like
What
Snow Angel in the blood.
it's full like Invincible. He's
It's so terrible. So
Where do they keep coming from? They don't stop.
They're multiplying.
It's endless.
like stand on each other's shoulders, like walking at them.
Oh god.
Honestly, by the way, Redulus is getting real close to being like somebody who commits genocide. Like if he is not steered in the right direction, he might conquer the world, like Genghis Khan.
Listen, I have not done it. I have not done it to people who don't deserve it, and these pirates deserve it. All right. Only way to wrangle pirates is to be a pirate. All right. Show strength. And so, that being said, you said there was like a whole tapestry of colors.
Like it's like a bazaar where there's like colored cloth hanging over to protect yourself from the sun, but there's silk sheets and all sorts of colored stuff all over the place to kind of make this a little bit more regal.
Do I see anything of what was his name, Dante, said about his riches behind me? Behind the throne or something like that?
You can make me an investigation check.
Sure, buddy.
Somebody in the chat, please make a fan art of Tormund fighting 50 gnomes. For the love of God, I'll pay money.
You said investigation?
Yeah.
That's an at 20 plus 5, 25.
Damn, that's two.
So this throne does sit on like a big pile of gold and platinum and, you know, chalices and stuff. You know, you have got an eye for this. You've acquired such an enormous wealth. This is not even like 100th of your riches. And as far as you can tell from the area you're at, you don't know of a place that could hold all that here.
Yeah.
So whatever he was talking about, it's not here.
Okay, looks like you just found You just found what I spent on the shopping district. Cool. Okay. I can work with this. I'm gonna start tearing down all the colorful shit in the front. Keep everything on the throne covered. That's fine. But all the colorful shit forward, tear that shit down, burn it, use it as your own. Jesus Christ.
One of the guys that's kind of stuck with you, he's like kind of your second hand man.
What's your name, son?
Bruce.
Okay, Bruce. Go ahead.
Sir, we don't have like a name for ourselves anymore. I'd like to offer a suggestion.
Speak. Go ahead.
He kind of like wiggles his feet.
Like Bruce and the boys.
Bruce and the boys.
It was just an idea. You can shoot it. You can say no.
I'm gonna say no, but I appreciate you standing up. Takes a lot of courage to do so. I'm gonna throw a dagger right at his foot, and that's it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Can I shake your hand?
Sure.
Thank you. He goes to shake you.
I shake him.
5 to hit.
Miss.
He dies at your feet. Bruce dies.
That is incredible.
We pan out on the pirates. As
come on, you sons of bitches! I'll kill all you.
That went as what I expected, to be honest.
Dorman killing a million gnomes.
Dorman killing a million gnomes, 100 pirates dying. Cash reacquired.
I hate that that's now canon. That I'm a gnome killer.
You spoke up and decided, you know what? This is perfect.
I thought it'd be a funny joke. I'm just fucking in it the whole time. Killing shit.
One gnome, boom, back broken, throw in the trash. Next gnome, boom, back broken, throw in the trash.
Ripping them apart.
As we pan out and the planning session comes, a few hours pass by, and you all get the feeling you should rejoin and discuss all of what's happening. But we will go over that after our 5-minute break.
Is that a gnome?
You got a molar. Tormund, you got a molar in your shoulder.
He's got like 4 daggers in the back shoulder blade.
I made a pelt out of gnome bodies.
It's like the lion's head, mantle.
Yeah.
Just multiple heads.
That's so bad.
Oh God, I love the thought. I love the thought of a bunch of little ass fucking gnomes with little daggers, and then me with my big ass glaive fighting fucking 50 of them. Yeah.
It's just like the scythe for like cutting grass, but you're just mowing down.
They're on my back,
decapitating them easily.
Can't go through his skin. We'll have to go through the inside.
Get out of me!
Where's Timmy? He's the smallest.
I hate his ass.
Cut his ankles! Cut his ankles!
No! I'm getting swarmed by him. Kill me! Just kill
it! Richard plays a new character.
And that's how the famous Tormund the Liberator died.
Death by 1,000 gnomes.
1,000 gnomes, yep.
I'm gonna form a little sub party of just gnomes. That's
my elite squadron.
That's my elite squad.
I fucking hate Tormund.
That's my new Astro Syndicate right there, the gnomes.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
They all wear black.
Yeah.
They're all tiny.
Oh my God, I'd kill a million.
It's a good replacement.
It's a great replacement.
Now that you guys put it all together, there's never been a gnome in the Severed. He hates them.
Yeah. Can't stand them. It's on site.
They're not real people. They're too small. Oh god.
That was a crazy statement.
It was so funny, Richard, having you sit there and your head was like kind of turned to the side like this, and your camera was blurry, and it looked so sad. It looked like you were not like playing with us, like you were like outside of like a door while we were all like having fun, and you're just kind of, guys, can I come in and have fun too?
Dude, it just
The
randomly
door's
got
locked.
super blurry. I don't know why it's happening.
The door locked.
Oh god. Colin, do we have a crock pot at our house? Are you rolling for that?
I was gonna say perception.
Open the
Sorry,
door, dumbass.
I'm stuck in. I mean, I texted you back. No, we have an instant pot.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see. Does that work the same?
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
so-
not
so-
as well, but yeah.
It could cook something
love-
over time, though.
I love when we were doing that whole like segment of the pirates. Nevin texted me, "Should have brought Marco." LOL. Never mind. You got this.
He likes
There was a moment. There was a moment where he's like, "You know what? Actually, he's fine."
He's got this. I was just thinking Marco could persuade him, but then you started having them kill each other, and I was like, yeah, no.
Colin, come here for a second.
Yeah, persuasion only works so much, and it's not working for those who don't want to be persuaded. Oh, that was so funny. That was impromptu. I really didn't want to go deal with it, but it's like, you know what? There's some possibility there.
Oh, dude, no, that was great.
I wasn't sure where it was gonna go, but I love the direction it went. And
That was great, bro.
I was so happy that Tormund was there. Just like,
I knew you could take care of it, bro. I knew you could do that. That was perfect.
yeah, Reddit isn't very persuasive. That's what is it? +1?
Damn, I got a +13.
Yeah, my highest is my acrobatic, and that one's +10. I'm not gonna put on a show for them. Oh god, Tormund the Gnome Killer. Oh, that's so fire.
He hates him, bro. It's a
The way
known
he's breaking their
fact.
bags, they're like little glow sticks.
It's a known. Crack them and throw them. Crack them, shake them a little, throw 'em.
Shake a little bit strong.
Just toss them.
Look,
my
they
God.
glow. What you eating there, Shoot?
Pizza pie,
A pizza pie.
Oh, a little pizza pie.
and I love it.
That looks mad delicious. Let me get some.
Dude, I only had one piece last night. I was sad. I should eat more.
One piece of what? Pizza too?
Pizza, bro. It was so good.
Oh,
It's pretty good. Well, come over real quick. I'll give you I'll heat you up a piece.
I'll be there.
let me get a
I'll be
piece.
there.
Come
bro.
on. Expressway, come on.
We smoking that devil's lettuce tonight?
I think so.
That's happening? IRL?
I think
That-
so.
That'd be a great stream right there. Rich.
Thumbs up.
Shups up.
Oh, damn it, concert.
Oh, he's about to say something.
The fuck's that supposed to mean?
I was about to conspire with the...
Oh, I'll step away.
He just turned off his
No.
camera. Don't let him.
He just turned off his camera.
Please.
He's still there.
No, we'll conspire in game. In game.
And right before you attack Wrath, I'm gonna light up the fucking devil weed.
I'm gonna light up the
space,
spliff.
destroying them.
I'm gonna be blazed as hell. Fighting that dude.
I'm gonna call that color spray. I cast color spray.
Like when you do that shit to the dogs, when they blow that shit in their ear, and they're like,
Ooh, ooh. Scratch a dog's Like the inside ear, a little too good. He's,
That's what I love about D&D is just we're fucking around. I'm like, you know what, Tormund's there. He's going crazy, killing people. And then now it's canon that he's a fucking gnome killer.
he's a gnome killer.
You made an enemy for life. All gnomes will know your name.
You will never forget.
That'd be a
And
good
think
lore
about-
drop in a couple years.
Yeah.
They and think about it. They are pirates, so they go everywhere. They will spread the word.
Not if I kill him.
Congratulations. All
True.
Foundation will now know you as the gnome killer.
I got an
Tormund
insurance
the
policy
gnome
I was
killer.
calling about.
Did you pay him a little extra? No.
No, I'm just really powerful. Like,
You're like, dude. You're like, I got rent for this month, bro. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
I got your rent.
Colin,
hey,
rinse on me.
you're doing a hell of a job DMing. I got you.
That feels dirty.
Clear my name.
That's bro.
No,
That's
no.
Hey, sweetheart,
insider
just keep
trading
doing
right
what you're
there.
doing. Just keep
It
doing what
will.
you're doing.
Hi, Cole.
Hi.
Oh,
You
hi.
know, so majestic and shit.
Damn.
God, look at that smile. Stick bitch.
Hi, Jordan.
Hey,
Hey, man.
what's up, dude?
Ah, yeah.
Can I see my
see.
shorts? Can you show me them?
Just cock out.
You know what? If it's that much of a fucking problem,
Can't
Stand
hear
on
you.
your chair.
don't
Stand
even
on the
bother.
chair.
And by
We
the way,
can't hear
delete
you.
my number. Nevin,
What's up?
tonight I'm gonna attempt to make those tacos that your mom made for us at one time that I never can stop thinking about.
In the Instapot? Okay.
Why do you say that like you doubt me?
You can fucking try.
Yeah,
think it's
Crock-Pot
upset
would be better.
What
Stealing his mom's recipe.
For sure.
should I buy a crock?
If you are a single dude meal prepping, you should have a crock pot anyways.
True that. They're incredible.
Yeah.
Or a single mom.
If it's like $20, I'll do it.
Oh shit! Look at those pants. Put them on real quick.
Ooh.
Let's get a fashion
Put them
show
on
going.
and then take them off.
There you go. There we go.
Richard, just make sure when you're using the Instapot, when it's done, bro, just try to take the lid off as fast as possible.
Don't relieve it. Just
I
twist it
know
off
I'm new
quick.
to this shit, but I'm not that new, dog.
Damn. Damn.
Dang, look at
360. Let's get a
They're a little
360
long.
on.
I think
that. Ooh.
Jesus. Richard missed it. That was insane.
What happened?
Face away
was
from the
missing the whole
camera
show.
while you take them off. Come on.
I want to see more of your
Wow.
legs.
Dude, these are
honestly.
like my TikTok
Honestly-
ads. You're not getting one pair of shorts. You're not getting two pairs of shorts. Dude, I'll be seeing those all the time.
Just delete TikTok, bro.
True.
Honestly.
Are those them?
Ooh.
It's like the same
The
thing,
black?
except did you miss the other ones I showed you?
Bro, what's the mobility?
Yeah,
Can
he
you,
missed the blue ones.
blackouts?
I think there's the same ones, but
As much as you
in black.
probably need.
How,
Mm.
yeah, how
Full
wide can you
split.
stand?
The black on black Asics.
Show me your widest stance.
How wide can
Let
you
me see-
get with those?
Let me see
Really,
you in the
really
3-point
wide.
stance.
Take your
Let me
pants
see you in
off.
the
I want to
3-point
see if a
stance.
nut hangs out when you got those on.
That's nasty.
no chance. Well, maybe
It
if
could.
you'd be like really,
You might.
If you're really looking.
really stretching.
Shorts over the pants. He's really making something.
I'll get there.
You could probably see some shaft.
Just
You know what?
Straight pulled
Yeah,
it to the
probably.
side, bro.
That was insane. Yo, look at this.
Hey,
Golly.
this episode's going private.
Ooh, those
Yeah,
are-
you just did that for
Ooh.
free, Jordan, for free.
Richard. Richard, stop the stream, bro.
It's been stopped. We've been off the rails.
I never started it.
It actually got flagged by YouTube. It was taken down.
Those guys-
There we go.
There we go.
Fit in that
There we
earlier.
go.
Does it matter what
Yeah.
brand of crock pot I get?
Pretend you're like lifting a really heavy weight from the floor.
Yeah. Kind of like a sumo.
like, you know, cowbells. Think of a cowbell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Real deep.
Real deep. Oh yeah.
All
Great
I
form.
I found a
Oh!
Wow.
Pop it up. Yes, sir.
Jerk it now. Yeah.
Devin, chill, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Devin, that's your boy, dog.
Control.
Clink, 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 clink.
Exactly, bro. That's my boy.
That's Niven's boy right there.
That's my boy.
Because I could have said it better myself.
There's your shorts, Richard. I broke them all in.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you
You're
did.
welcome.
Hey, dude.
Oh, I also got these
Okay.
ones for Colin.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, those will look great on you.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like the shorties.
Shorty.
So like actual race.
That's
Race
right,
ones.
Jay.
Those are fucking.
Damn.
Those
So you
are-
can
He's
Dang, his butt cheeks are going to be
Yeah, I'm
out.
gonna say he's getting
here's
a little cheek
cheek.
action.
My ass cheeks could
It's right there. Yeah, so if you stretch a little bit, it's gonna be popping up. But they have like the
Gee.
Hey, when's the
God
race?
damn.
The lining. Oh,
Nah, those are
Inside.
like
They
those
are
are mobile,
lining.
It's
bro.
holding your.
Evan's like,
And
when's the
that's
race?
holding
So I
your
know
cheek.
when I need to be
it
there.
really cradles.
these were
Yeah, it's really
$12.
holding it.
You can really just move those around.
That's a steal.
That's crazy.
It
alright.
really just cups.
I track your routes on
where?
Strava, bro. I know where you're at. So
At this place called Sierra.
Trading post.
mm,
Sierra. I
mm,
barely know her.
Sierra.
same.
Evan, what you
Okay.
drinking?
Are we ready to play?
What's that one?
Another one?
Dropping.
Yeah, I'm ready to play.
Thunder.
Tropic
I'm
Force.
locking the fuck in. Yeah. Okay. After a few hours of all your separate goals and many lives lost, before the battles even started,
Tormund's tired.
you all find yourselves back at the War Council tent. The Primus is not there, but Amir Porco is there. None of the other champions are also there, so it's mainly your guys' group that's all kind of coalesced in this area.
So still not like the meeting.
Yeah.
Tormund's like
Redolus, like-
soaking wet because I just got done
Yeah.
cleaning so many gallons of gnome blood off myself.
I'm also kind of like just like with a dirty rag, just cleaning myself of all the blood. I had to pick up bodies and
Squeezing
shit.
my hair and like it's red but watered too.
Oh God.
I
What are you guys doing?
couldn't help but notice Redolus commotion from the pirates' side. I assume everything's been sorted out.
Yeah. There's a price to pay to be a pirate, and everyone now knows that.
True, and there
Oh.
may be a significant loss of troops we got on the pirate side.
Also, gnomes. If you see a gnome, do not tell them about Tormund.
Don't mention my name. Don't mention my. That's a way to get shanked.
Always the jokester, Tormund. I'll be
That's
sure to
not a
let him
joke.
know.
That's not a joke. Gnomes thoroughly hate Tormund right
It's a
now.
promise.
Venric knows me. He knows that I've always been a jokester.
I'm just glad to hear that you've sorted it. They might not be the most reliable, but they certainly have numbers, and we're going to need those for the days to come.
You can throw 100
Numbers.
pirates. Mm,
I
we'll have
assume
people.
everyone else has made good of their time since we last met. This is where I would normally say expect reports from everyone, but knowing you guys, stuff has been accomplished. Is there anything to note? Anything we need to know before we start our planning?
I spoke to your scouts earlier, and they were telling me about some walls that they said if they got brought down, it would be a good time to strike. I've been kind of getting ready for that. I think me and Lepitar are going to be going out to that wall. I guess I didn't really think that far ahead with it. Would tonight be too soon?
That's definitely something we could talk about, but I'm assuming you have something pretty powerful, as I hope you know that the walls are double walled.
Well,
That would not make it that easy on us.
I talked to your mage, Amir. Guess they've been working on bombs to destroy those walls. They're getting those ready right now. So as far as I know, those should do the job. From what at least they're saying.
I would just recommend, if possible, since we know that they are double walled, possibly inserting them as deep in the wall as you can to maximize the explosive effect on the secondary wall as well.
Yeah, I figured once we get close enough, it's kind of vague just to blow up the wall right now, but once we have eyes on it, I think it'll be a little more specific.
And what area were you assuming to make this explosion happen at?
They told me that, well, some bad news. Apparently the south wall towards us is obviously probably not going to happen, but the east and west is where we should do it. So I was thinking the west, because they also warned me apparently they have Titans on the backside. Well, reports. I don't know if it's not confirmed.
Yes.
But
we do have reports of Titans to the north. Obviously, if they were within sight, we would all know. But yes, we do have reports, and as the hours continue to move, I'm sure we will be seeing and possibly hearing something of the Titan nature here very soon.
So unless you have a different idea, the west side was what we were probably going to focus on.
Redulus, you have something to report?
Well, a little bit on that topic. Given the Titans, do you have an idea of when this attack should occur?
I will get with my scouts and see if I can get a updated, most recent report. We don't have anyone sent far enough out to have a major advance. We're kind of keeping things close to the chest currently.
That's fine. I mean, preferably this is my thought process. We should probably attack or have something set in stone soon. If I remember correctly, Titans are what, a day or two out?
Yeah, it seemed as if the timeline was they would arrive at the same morning of the solstice, or like at that time during the day.
Right.
Make me an intelligence. Vinric, Redulus, and Tormund can make me intelligence checks.
Tormund's so intelligent.
He's so fucking intelligent. He's a smart boy.
15.
Natural one.
24.
Vinric and Redulus, an estimated time that they would arrive in is a couple days. You know better than to expect the later time. If they're going to arrive there, it wouldn't make sense for them to arrive after whatever event they're trying to do. So you know that it's probably sooner than that, unless they're slowed down or stopped by something. And you also know, I mean, even on a natural one, if they were to arrive at the battlefield, it would be a loss. There would be nothing without the gods here. It'd be a slaughter.
So we would really want to start this before they get here. So the sooner the better.
Absolutely. The Titans pose a huge problem, not only to our numbers, obviously, but since we're already unsure of how the way things are going to play out, that large of a unknown would prove a huge blight on our plans.
The sooner the better. Good.
The sooner the better.
As long as we're in agreement on that.
And also, your scouts were telling me about attacks from the sky, almost like barrages. They all seem like they didn't know, but it might have occurred to you. I don't know. But if you remember when we were at Fort Capstone, it sounded a lot like what Wraith was doing to us. Wrath.
That is a good connection. Yeah, it's been hard to identify or understand exactly what's happening. As you know, we're pretty spread thin. I would love to hear your thoughts on the comparison between the two.
Well, given the fact that we only have one dragon out of all the champions of dragons, I can assume that flying beast you guys are encountering could be creation of Wrath. Again, all assumptions. But Wrath, you guys haven't seen him, reports on him?
I think everything is tied up within the Citadel itself. The only thing we've seen on the outside have been the forces.
Wrath is going to be a problem on the battlefield.
I agree. And I do greatly appreciate that we have Baragra with us, but I think that card we need to play very close to the chest. That is not something we want to lose early on in the battle.
I do not intend to really lead Baragra into the battle.
I agree.
But if it comes down to it, I wouldn't mind taking Guidus and Lipitor if the bombing of the wall is still, in play closer, save you guys some time and energy.
Understandable. As far as additional reports, I do have news that we have one of the Scale Wardens arriving soon, possibly the last of the Scale Wardens as well. And I did hear from some of my outer scouts as well, Lipitor, that you were able to get a vantage point on the battlefield. Did you surmise anything extra?
Who told? No, yeah, I was able to climb up on one of the hills behind us here. I don't know, kind of like lay out the little map art masterpiece that I doodled up.
Holy shit, this is well done.
Thanks. Spent a lot of time on it. I'm really proud of it. And I'm gonna kind of like go to Torben and like kind of push him away since he's like still a little bit wet. Like, be careful, don't get in here.
You're still dripping.
Don't make a mess. But yeah, of course, from what I saw on the south side, of course, as we all know, it's all full of demons. East and west, better access points. On the north, there's not a lot of activity. I'm not sure what side we want to go in and make the opening in the wall.
Good to know. I do believe that the entrance that you guys have made in the last few hours, it means something. And I truly believe that this possibly has tipped the scales of the war. I think, well, this is an assumption. I'm not sure if our enemies know of your arrival here or not, but regardless, any plans that we decide to put forth in motion using you guys, I think would be most beneficial if they were surprises in nature. It's possible the enemy does not understand the effect that you could have on the battlefield, and maybe whatever capacity, whether it's obviously Guidus with some bombs on the wall. Baragra and Redulus, whatever plans we make, I do believe the surprise fashion would be the best approach for our specific endeavor. The rest of the numbers, all 250,000 plus, our total number will be pushing forward in the normal attack function. And I will be the go-between between our plans and all of the legions together.
What are the roles of the current champion? What are they going to do? Do they already have this all set out and planned?
From what I believe, it would be kind of in the same function as the champions have always done, which is aid where they can, where they have the most advantage. So a few will be on the front lines, possibly conducting orders set forth. Others will be aided in the background. It's not going to be like a group of champions just rushing the front. Obviously, everyone has their specialties, and we'll be using them in the best way possible. But they're definitely known and seen by all.
A little bit of random thought. How big exactly is Baragra? I mean, like, how many people could ride on the back of her? I mean,
At least 4 or 5.
She a big bitch.
Without even
So-
her carrying somebody. Well, carrying would be rough because her wing, she's more of like a wyvern, so she doesn't have 4 legs. She's got 2 legs, and then her wings are also her like claws, so she could carry them in her feet, but it'd be a dangerous landing.
So, but 4 people maybe?
Yeah,
Or-
4 for sure.
So, because I know earlier we discussed that maybe our group's best option is to get inside and get to the tower to shut it down. So, again, it's hard to make this plan without knowing. We're not close to the have eyes on, but if we could maybe blow the wall, 2 of us are already there. If we could then sneak our way back to the north side, and then Redulus could bring everybody in behind and be like a strike team kind of, and just try to get in from the back when they don't expect it. And then once the wall blows, everyone moves in, and you'll get a flanking on the west.
It kind of seems like we would want to time our sneak attack with maybe the advancement of all of the legions.
Yeah.
To
And that
maybe lose that in the shuffle.
I think it's definitely something that needs to be done at night. I don't think daytime's an option.
Interesting. Well,
Just based off of what your scouts told us about getting to that wall, it seems like an almost impossible feat for most. And doing it under the cover of darkness, I think, is just going to help.
if you were to make your way all the way to the wall and you were able to blow an opening, that would immediately blow cover. If Baragra was to bring the remaining champions to that, it would be,
Well,
I mean, all forces would be pushed there.
that's what I was saying. So we blow the west side out, the wall, and then me and Lepitar, from that point, we try to make our way out back to the north side of the fort, where there's supposedly there's less forces there, and then that's where Baragra could maybe fly in go all the way around out of sight and just drop everybody.
So a diversion then.
Yeah, so let us get in the back, and then start it off with us getting inside the wall.
A diversion that could be absolutely aided by an advancement of troops from our end would definitely steer
hidden.
all eyes.
We'll attack 3 sides.
We could make it a
this is
4th.
starting to make sense.
What was that, Lepitar?
So I still love this. And like I'm just gonna pull up a giant horn.
Dear
so if
God.
we can use this as a bigger diversion, distraction, maybe we see what this does on the north side. Avert some troops from the south up there. Give us even more room, space to get where we need to get.
I
I
like
think-
this crazy plan.
I think either way, if we can open that in the city, no matter where we are, maybe even once we all meet up, I think that can cause just a big enough problem that it doesn't matter where we put it. As long as it's in the walls, I think it's going to be a huge problem.
Well, I don't know if we should do it within the walls or not. So, like, if we do it within, it's going to cause too much chaos. We might get wrapped up in it. If we can do it on the outside,
That gives
then if
us
the devils come out, and then now the demons now have to fight us on the south front, and then all the devils coming out on the north or east, whatever we decide. And especially if there's titans coming from the north as well, right?
I do believe once we enter, we're gonna be going up. So as long as we're not in the fray at the bottom, we're gonna be climbing this. Whatever.
Well, if it's released on the outside, then I think that would make the enemy have to divert most of their forces to fighting off that portal. Just because of the sheer numbers that were promised to come to that portal.
Is this something that could be dropped from the back of Baragra, or is there some sort of ritual that needs to take place?
I think
Sure,
I
you
just,
could just
I think I have
fly
to blow
over.
it.
Fly over and just drop it.
It opens mid-sky and they're just falling.
Splatter.
That's almost a win-win, honestly.
I mean, eventually the bodies would like create a
A mound all the way to the
Oh,
top.
wow.
yeah. Wall 'em off. Cranking 40s.
I mean, I almost feel like I would have to go on my own and then open this portal somewhere on maybe the east, northeast side.
And
And
while
hope-
that makes sense, you being by yourself, high risk of danger, and what's to say when you open this, you don't immediately get overwhelmed?
Well, I have my cloak as well, so I'll be completely invisible.
I'm unfamiliar with your cloak.
You don't see my. I'm gonna put the hood up and like try and act really cool.
It disappears.
Whoa.
Where'd it go?
Where'd he go? Levitor, show yourself.
Where are they?
Show yourself.
I'm not a coward who hides in the shadow.
You think darkness is your
Oh my gosh.
I was born.
My name's Levitor.
Hero
So on
was
the
thinking
battlefield
that-
to the east, is that where like the ocean, lake, whatever water is on the east side?
The water is on the east side, yes.
I mean, how much land is there between fortress and
Water.
Is it huge?
At least, at least 20 or so miles.
Okay.
Yeah. I was wondering if the boats could help out with, bombarding, but I don't think the cannons will make it that far.
Yeah, not from that far. Unless you have a crazy idea to get the boats.
I do have one.
Crazy idea.
How could we get?
Can you give us a hint?
Can a dragon carry a ship?
What if we put wheels on the boat?
Can we dig a trench
Wheels on the boat.
in all the
Holy
water?
shit!
You're not
Yeah, we
making any
got
sense.
bridges.
Amphibious.
Colin, if I remember, I do have a horn for a specific monster, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I might want to
What?
enact that.
Why do we all have horns? What's going on?
I don't go nowhere.
I'm getting
Uh,
horny over here.
I'll be open about this. Well, when I was proving myself to Cord, he gave me a task. Could I use like minor illusion to kind of like show this monster? Okay, cool. Cord, giving me a task of fighting, and I'll snap. You see a little poof, and you see a sea dragon. He tasked me with finding this creature, and in doing so, kind of made a little promise. If I ever need this dragon for whatever reason, I may call upon it, and he will show. With common understanding. If we're attacking the Citadel, he will aid in this, or it will aid in this. So, I have this at my disposal. I've been waiting to use it for emergencies.
Good to know. That's 2 dragons.
So how do we get the ships
Well,
inland quicker?
it's a big dragon. So, if I remember correctly, a sea dragon is kind of a mix between a dragon and a sea turtle.
This would be what is known as an ancient dragon turtle.
So,
Quite large.
quite large.
Yeah, bigger than an island.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the thing.
So can it just sit? Can it just sit on the Citadel?
It could.
Just kamikaze right in this.
Wait, so can it? It can't fly.
Teleport.
Right?
Yeah, it doesn't fly.
It doesn't fly.
That doesn't help.
It's a
Okay.
big
Yeah.
tortoise.
We
Big
get
tortoise.
wings on the.
Make some wings.
But like I said,
Helium
we can
balloons.
perhaps workshop a way to get these ships on land. I believe it's fairly. Oh, it might take a little bit of ingenuity, but we can probably fashion some wheels on the ship. Have the sea dragon carry them over, and we have ships on land. Now, do keep in mind, I don't want to disrespect this contract I have with the Sea Dragon. So, I don't intend to have it fully engaged with Wrath and Zenith's forces.
Even if it's just a tool to get something from point A to point B. I mean, that's
Transportation. Besides, who knows? Being a dragon, it might show up and make its own decision.
It could entice, given the circumstances and settings, so it is a tool that we can use.
So do we plan to bomb the west side, correct?
good. I think so. Yeah.
And that will be timed. So our forces will engage once that is blown.
I think that's the loose plan so far. Yeah. Because I think that's going to be the distraction and the point of entry. Fortress.
And so should I go the other way to the northeast, open my portal there? And so basically once the wall explodes, then like forces advance, portal opens, and that's like the signal to start everything.
I think me and you are both going to have to go to the wall to blow it up. And then after we do that, we can separate then. But it's going to be both of us.
And I do believe
Yeah.
there should be an offset, because if our forces advance and immediately there's another huge force on the side of the wall, there's going to be distraction. I think we should delay the portal until the enemy's forces have come to meet our forces on the field. That way they're possibly stuck in the middle. So we should delay that by a slight
Pincer
amount.
move.
Correct.
What's a pincer move?
Just general stuff.
Some crab.
The
Levitar-
terminology we made up.
We have to carry these bags of 4 devices that'll blow up. I'll show them. They're about this big. Use my hands. They're very delicate, but I think realistically, I can only carry 4, and you can carry 4. And they're even saying that's pretty dangerous, but we don't really have many other options.
I could help.
Given the fact that
You're not going.
Why?
this is coming up,
I'm fast.
Yeah, I know you are.
I could get there probably without them noticing me quick. And I
I
could
don't
probably
think you
carry
can.
at least 3 of those on my own.
I'm sure you could carry a lot of them, but you're not going to get there without being touched.
We need stealth.
I could kill it like a good portion of them.
They're not gnomes. You're not going to be able to. It's different.
Can't just be stomping gnomes.
King Kong and the fucking lizard.
I just want to be
God.
observant. By the way,
Well,
Okay.
little
go
side
ahead.
note. Benric, the Severed are on board with all of this. I'm no longer their leader, because, Yora is, and she doesn't remember who I am. But it seems like they're under better management now. More organized, more put together.
Yes, I knew this. We have a good working relationship.
That's good, because she's hard-headed.
Now, kind of a question here. We have our way of attack getting into the Citadel. We have the task of disabling the anti-divinity field.
right.
So,
They-
do any of your reports say where exactly this is or what this device looks like?
That's true. Possibly your artifacts aren't going to work around this field. I know the source is the tower itself. Where in the tower, I couldn't tell you. I know our
That's
enemy
good.
seems to be at the very top, and possibly that's where it's coming from.
I would bet it's probably the most important part to this fight for them, so keep it at the highest point.
Most likely at the highest point.
Also, something I haven't heard mentioned yet, with Baragra joining the fight, it's been assured by Venric and others that they will most definitely be intercepted by Wrath and whatever he is writing. And if that happens,
Yeah, nothing gets within a mile radius before it's cut down by whatever that thing in the sky is.
so should there be a plan to intercept that? Or will Baragra just need to retreat as soon as...
That's an excellent question. From the reports I've heard, I do not think Baragra should try to even come close to an encounter with whatever that monstrosity is. So yes, we need to keep her at a distance. Over a mile. Do not enter within a mile.
So the main distraction will be the horn that Lipitor has, rather than Baragra.
I believe the first explosion of the wall, if that's the first thing to take place, would pull most sentries and possibly the monstrosity to the area, followed by the advancement of our troops on the front lines. And if the horn were to follow afterwards, there would be multiple points for any sentries to be worried about.
Yeah. So, distraction, bomb, along with the multiple attack points. Okay. The anti-divinity field device, that's just going to be on the spot.
That
Um,
with all the chaos going on, do you think that'll make it easier or harder for us to get inside the Citadel type thing?
I don't think they have, and this is just a guess, as we've not even been able to get scrying orbs within distance, but I would assume that once the battle has officially started, the defenses on the inside would be relatively low, as they're assuming that the main force is what's coming for the Citadel. Now, that's not to say that they're not going to have magical traps or alarms or anything like that, but just as a general, I would assume that the manpower is going to be far lower on the inside of the Citadel once the attack starts.
If we blow a hole in the wall, don't you think that would heighten the defenses inside?
Even if it does, they would send most to the hole itself.
Yeah, and I think no matter what, though, I think really the first thing what we'd be doing is our army will start advancing. That way, whenever it starts, they're going to know it's coming. So if they see us coming, they're going to start getting the south wall ready. Then we go to the wall to blow it. And then that's kind of when the panic would set in and they have to start splitting forces, right?
Which would then be aided by the horn on the opposite side as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the army needs to go first, but real quick, did we notice, is it just easier to get to the wall, Colin, on the west side compared to the east? Is that kind of what they were explaining?
Yeah, the terrain allowed, like on the west side, there was more of a hill on that crater that it felt like the cavalry units or individuals would have an easier time sneaking around. Like if you had to go around it, it'd be easier to go up there.
Meaning like to move our for longer. Meaning if we're gonna move forces to be able to exploit the hole in the wall.
Yeah, it'd be like instead of it both on a flat plane, the west side was just a little bit higher, while the east was just flat land. So they would see your troops.
Okay,
no matter how far away you moved them.
So then, if we go to the east side of the wall, then, and we moved all of the pirates and all the boats and stuff, that's water on that side.
About 20 miles away.
Oh, okay, so not quite. So it wouldn't be easier to do the east wall and then have pirates be there quicker than it would be the west side and have troops move over?
The difference would be they would see your forces moving that way a lot sooner than the west.
Okay, never mind.
So whatever forces they would try to meet you with, it would happen a lot quicker. Whereas the west is a little bit more of a surprise. But obviously, like, they know, like, that's the thing. It's like your enemy knows that's the easier side. So is it more defended? Is it less that's...
Yeah, so maybe when we have our meeting later, we can discuss that with everybody, because I see a good thing for both, because if we go to the east wall, we don't have to separate your main army as much. But if we go to the west wall, it's easier to get a lot of our troops over there. But we're going to have to wait for them to get in position before we start.
Okay. Just another thing I wanted to bring up. From your reports, the main enemy forces are demons, correct?
Demons, devils, whatever.
Who knows?
Everything's bad.
I think we all know. Devils, organized. Demons, ravenous, correct? Yes.
Demons,
perfect.
chaos.
Demons, chaos. All right, cool.
Yes.
So they're mostly demons.
There's also cultists.
Cultists. Okay.
Bunch of bitches.
I don't know. I just have this feeling. In all our time fighting demons in hell, I can't help to shake the feeling that perhaps they also have a portal to the abyss.
Well, probably so, because I mean, we found one in hell, and I think that's how we deduced that they were getting people in and out from both battlefields that we were at.
Yes.
Like the bomb, the creatures, you know? I think that's how they were moving a lot of those. So I think it's fair to expect that they have portals somewhere in that wall.
Also, that being said, we probably did thwart a good chunk of, supplies for them, those being the bombs. But they were moving a large quantity of them when we were in hell. So I don't think they would make that same mistake twice, but there could be a possibility of little tentacle bombs there.
Marco's in the corner, like itching, like, oh, I gotta get my sword in another pile.
I feel like wasn't that a cautionary thing? Not
Well, that was part of their same force. I mean, that's
Same
where they
force,
were.
yes.
That's
It was like the factory.
Yeah, when we blew that up, we kind of figured out that portal that they were going through, they were sending them somewhere here.
You're right.
I might need to close that portal off.
I think that's a loose idea of a plan, though. I mean, we can.
It's very loose. I just
talk to everybody else.
I wanted to bring it up because I mean,
I think we can discuss.
Don't want to get sneaked up on that.
I think the rest of the details we can iron out with everybody.
Yeah, I would imagine the Primus and the Champions also can contribute to this, and we can make this better and better.
I think that's the main parts of everything, but the last thing that needs to be determined is how we're going to get through the lines to get inside. Because I doubt, even with all the chaos, it's going to be very easy.
Do you guys want to assemble the remainder of your war council?
But before we do,
On your left.
I tried to tell you guys last time to be respectful, and what took place?
I didn't say a word.
That little fucker gets on my nerves.
There's one person I'm looking at right now.
Who is
Norman, if you don't keep it in line, I will remove you myself.
Ooh, he got the dad voice out. I'll turn this
Is that dude a gnome?
He's a dwarf. He's a dwarf.
Okay.
It makes sense though. It makes he's short and he hates short people.
Gnome adjacent. Close enough.
I'm just saying he took a lot of shots. I'll try to keep my temper alive. I actually just had a really tension relieving workout, so I think I'll be good for this meeting.
Yeah, I've been hearing reports.
A lot of gnomes. A lot of gnomes.
What do you mean, a lot of gnomes?
Gonna let those slide for now.
He's not wet with raspberry juice. All right, that's what I'm saying. That's gnome
They
blood.
started it.
We're gonna have a talk. If we live through this, we're gonna have a talk.
Yeah, I was about to say, Venner. I will say a lot of the pirates have been killed, but that's a little due to Tormund.
I didn't kill more than 50.
The crime reports are gonna state pirate on pirate violence. Okay,
which is fine.
And no one's gonna look into it.
Yeah, just sweep it under the rug. Nobody cares.
Which is an injustice.
You know what?
It should not be legal.
If you find the report, please just tear it up. It's not. It's very trivial. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pirates are dime a dozen out here.
Anything you can just say that gnomes are known to be very violent, dangerous.
Oh my god. So you guys all gather somebody to go and gather the rest of the champions and the Primus. Yeah?
Yes.
Where's Derek? Where's Derek?
Yes, sir. At a moment's notice I appear. When circumstances are dire, Derek the Invincible shall appear.
Also,
assemble everybody.
Invincible.
Then also fucking Yora may want to kill me when she comes. Just saying. Be prepared for that.
At this point, I might just leave you outside of the tent. I'm not gonna lie.
Just start marching
Because
towards
she
the
doesn't
citadel.
remember me. You'll see.
Derek, please round up
Understood, sir.
Take a breath.
the war council. Everyone.
Awesome.
Assemble! A few, maybe 30 minutes go by, and one by one, all of the champions, the Primus, Amir, and Yora, all appear within the tent. And a meeting is held with Derek standing in the corner. The Primus,
Greetings. I hope you are all able to adjust yourself to the location and get a better scope of the plan. So please, walk us through what you've been able to deduce, and maybe we can share some information back and forth.
all the information you guys kind of discussed, you guys spread. This time that you've been recognized as individuals, there's a little bit of tension that is quickly pushed away as soon as the information is spread, and there is an understanding between your group and the champions of your capability. Where it was kind of posturing in the first part, you guys begin discussing the battle plans, and at some point even Dalen is like, "Aye, they make a good point. The west side would be an easier approach, and this plan you have of summoning some creatures from the hills. That could do bloody well. Make it easier for us to mount an assault. The Primus says,
I am slightly concerned by this. But dire circumstances and all. So, we can deduce what the army is going to do, but we should speak on what each of our parts in this plan should be. This is becoming very hard to differentiate. Let's just call you... from now on, we'll discuss the current group of champions. I will name as champions. The first set, I'll call you my Primarchs. So the Primarchs, you can determine what positions you would like to take, and the champions, we will fill in the gaps. Originally, the plan was they were going to assault the tower, and if we still believe that 10 of us, 10, 11 of you assaulting at once is a good idea, we could go forth with that, but let's open the discussions up.
Colin, when we relayed information, were we relaying what we just talked about, the tentative plans of what the Primarchs would be doing? Or were you just relaying general information?
Up to you guys. Generally what you've assessed from your forces, what opportunities, like what Redalus said, what you have at your disposal, whether it's like trying to get more ships to come in, whatever. If there's any information you wanted to leave out, that's up to you. But I assumed you guys would talk to the Primus in this group as openly as you would with each other.
We should definitely leave everything on the table. To be quite frank, we are in no position to hold any cards out of play.
And I would say Redalus, just being the intermediary here, with past and present, does Venric have any cause to mistrust anything on the current War Council? I know getting to this point, we've encountered struggles just getting to the front lines, and would Venric even assume that there was something on the inside leading to any of those difficulties?
You trust Pubrub's been like your kind of go-to guy when the Primus was kind of not quite available. You trust him. As well as Dalen and Demacia, they're very level-headed, and even though Dalen's a loudmouth and has an ego the size of a fucking dragon, he's very capable, and you trust him. Egregor and Masilla are both new and young, and like there's nothing to lead you to believe that they're working against, but I'd love an insight check, and this can be like a retroactive over the past few years of knowing these two.
Last session, Shoop said something about a Venric roll, and that really pissed me off, but I just rolled a 1, so...
No!
Venric cursed, bro.
The Venric cursed.
It's back.
There's... Yeah. Basically what I said. They're young. You don't know... You haven't really even heard of them that much. Like... These other three that you trust, they had like a reputation. These two are just kind of like, it's like, we're not even talking C team or D team. It's like E team.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so then definitely as we're relaying information, nothing's held back. I totally agree with Redalus. Everything on the table. This is last stand. But I would do my best to put the maybe like a trusted member to the Fremen Corps on those two, just to see. I mean, the wisdom gained from all these years is not a wisdom of mistrust, but more of just understanding the stakes are that are at play.
Yeah, reducing the risks.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, with that, they're fully on board. And questions start to get risen up of like,
What do we think? I don't mean to take over, but I don't really know my purpose in this. At the moment, I can't get too close to the Citadel with that field up. I'll be useless. So I would say if we want to prioritize that, that'd be fairly great. It's just what team are we choosing to enact that? I could lead the forces up to the front, ahead on assault, and I don't doubt that having either the Primarchs or the champions within the army would help us. But deducing what would be the most effective, whether we want an infiltration team and putting all our cards in that, whether we're trying to bait out Wrath, because if he saw a group of champions at the beginning, he would immediately try to meet them. I have no doubt.
Who is this talking?
Primus.
The Primus.
Oh, okay. I would say then, I don't think it's smart to necessarily strictly rely on one team. I think this all needs to happen at once, one fluid motion. But that's what we were talking about earlier. The champions. Where's your strength going to be the most valuable? At the front lines with the army, infiltrating with us. And speaking of infiltrating, the Primus, I imagine you're not useless without your divine powers, right? You can still fight.
I can fight, but not to the level I once was.
Sure, but I was thinking it would almost maybe be the Primarchs that we're calling us can maybe infiltrate the city and make our way towards the tower. But even if the Primus was with us, granted you're at a disadvantage, but if we take that tower down and you're already there, because the whole point was to get you to that tower, wasn't it? You're going to be the key to bring it down, isn't that? That's what we discussed.
I could do it.
I mean, I say it's a risk, but I imagine the fastest that goes down, the harder the tables can turn.
Gamble, I agree with Gaius, and I think it'll be worth it.
If we are able to break down the field and I make it to the base of the tower, I could bring it down. I could remove it all in one strike. But that would be everything. Any allies within quite a large area would be at risk. That is something I'd like to bring up before we continue.
He kind of lowers his head. His face kind of gets shadowed over.
I know we've all been through hardships and wars, fights and loss. But I think we all need to tell each other now and understand what's at stake. Any of us could die at any point. We need redundancies. We need to ensure that not all of our plan is based around one individual. Otherwise, it will crumble. Sacrifice is inevitable. And those who are at this table were only brought here because you understand the sacrifice. I hope I don't have to make a point to say that any of us would make the sacrifice to win this. I've seen in all of your hearts the heroes you are. And I'm alongside you in that. If need be, I will give my life to ensure that this world lives on.
You do see him tear up a little bit.
That being said, I hope to see you all at the end of this. But let's not kid ourselves. Now,
he asked to continue with the plan. You all kind of look around. There's a moment of like inspiration you can all feel from that. I would like everybody to roll me an insight, and I'm gonna do it for the champions too.
Bruh. I'm not joking. That's another one.
Venric dies, heart attack.
You got to roll one for Marco. You got to
For
roll one for
Venner,
Marco.
you got to roll for
too.
Marco. Marco, you are not Marco.
20.
Marco.
At 20.
What's Marco get?
It's
18.
Marco rolls hot.
Okay, guidance.
15.
Kuji,
18.
Lepator. You're muted?
Oh.
Sorry. 18.
Marco.
Marco 18.
Marco's 18. Damn. If there's one more 18, something crazy is gonna happen.
Really?
Redulus.
Really?
19.
Oh,
Sorry.
Norman.
6.
Everybody who got above a 15.
Above?
Above a 15. 15 and above.
Fuck. Oh, 15 or
Um,
above. Actually.
There's an awkwardness to the speech, and where he was trying to come from like a powerful, like, we got this, like a coach it's halftime, you guys are down by fucking 2 touchdowns, we got to inspire. There's like a little bit of like, he doesn't even really believe what he's saying. There's doubt. As the pause subsides, Masilla speaks up, kind of clears her throat. Well, I think our strengths would really rely on... we do have quite a presence on the battlefield. We've got 2 clerics with us, so in the prolonged fight, I think we do much better. Not really a sneaky bunch, this lot. But if you're wanting us to take out the divinity fields, as long as we can break down those walls, we could lead the force through there.
But Upper Up kind of says, yeah, I kind of envisioned us either on the front lines or we'd be the ones breaking down the barriers. I'm interested in where you all think. If you have these different routes, you'll be spreading yourselves pretty thin. And I think it would take it as many as we can get to fight Zenith. Hell, I don't even know if we'll be able to take on Wrath with just the 5 of us. It could work. It does give us an advantage, but we got to keep in mind that no matter what we destroy or break, we still have 2 unstoppable forces we have to make our way through. So the question I'd pose to you would be, it's going to take one of our groups to take out one of them.
And he kind of clenches his fist.
And I'm not going to lie, we have some grudges.
Dalen.
Aye. I'd love to rip his fucking head off his shoulders.
Which one?
Wrath.
I think we all have a bit of a problem with that guy.
Primus speaks up.
Wrath is a powerful and chaotic opponent. And even since the last you were here, he's grown in strength. The last champions, they did not fare so well. And Pubrub kind of, yeah. I was the only one who made it out. So, we should ascertain what group is going to meet them.
Do you already have a way that you envisioned of taking him on? Getting to him? Luring him? Something?
There was discussions of having Baragra, a group of champions, meet him midair, try to bring him down. And that would initiate the army's attack. We would try to give them enough time, maybe 30 seconds, to take him out before the rest of the creatures would descend on them. There's also the first Fang should be arriving here at the end of the day. There was a discussion of just having him go after Wrath. But the brash dragon is prone to make his own choices for himself. We are open to suggestions.
Also, we need to do this as fast as possible to hopefully avoid the Titans, right? What's the longest time frame do we think it's going to take to get forces to the west side and the east side?
Amir speaks up. We could have a series of mages produce gates. That would speed it up. I'm sure we could have all our forces mobilized within 8 hours, ready to strike.
Miss Redulus, how long do you think it would take for everything to be set up on the east? You call in your whatever you called it.
It might take a little bit, but probably around the same time. I cannot predict how long it'll take that beast to get here, but given its size, it might take a while.
Go ahead.
The Dragonborn Demacia speaks up.
I agree. I think while we have time on our side, striking first is the best chance we'll have.
And if we're going to be the ones to do the wall, I think we have to do it at night. And if I'm being honest, I feel like tomorrow night's too late. And what time is it now?
It's
Just past midday, right?
Getting a little bit later. You guys talked for a little bit and then gathering everybody. Yeah, I'd say it's like maybe closer to 3 or 4.
Yeah, we don't want to edge too much towards the deadline. The Titans, it almost seems like something we I hesitate to laugh, but we deal with in the moment. For now, we have what's ahead of us. We should deal with that quicker.
And also, I think it just needs to be said to make it clear, if the Titans show up, we lose. I mean, I don't think there's much of a chance.
Yeah. I could try and stall them. If we feel like that's where it's best spent. They're far enough away that I should be outside the field's reach. I can't guarantee I'll stall them for long, but
So, Okay, and that means in my mind then, the soonest we could do this, which even doesn't seem possible really, is 8 hours, technically. If we start right now. But we don't know how far away our turtle is. Do you know how it works, Redolus? If you just call it now, do you get called? Do you get like a feedback? Do you get anything?
Like a
I
receipt.
believe
Your Uber will arrive in 15 minutes.
coming in. You're all right.
it's. I believe it's very similar to the horn strapped to Levator's hip. Once blown, he appears for whatever I need or require. But it is, like I said, similar, one-time use.
So then maybe you should go out and no matter what, just start that now. Get your forces moved, right? All of your ships and people to the east side.
Mm.
And then we can hopefully get an idea of how long that's going to take. And then off that, we can see about the portals and getting people to the west.
Thank you very much. I can get on that right now. Seems like my role's kind of set in stone.
Would you need to be with them to do this? Or is this something you can give an order and have them carry it out?
Perhaps be there in the beginning, have the order set, and then from there, I believe I'll be more available. So,
For the magic users here, is there any way, and this goes for anybody, not just Redolus, but if we're going to be sending people out, especially now, is there any way we can communicate over distance in case a change of plan occurs? This is coming from Venric as the most non-magical person.
Still convinced that shit's not real.
that shit is not real. I have no means of reaching anyone magically. So.
Yeah, I have nothing that would last longer than an hour.
If that's the case, we need to make sure before anyone sets over distance that we are ironclad in what the plan is.
Yeah, we'd have to work off of like clear sign.
Clear, yeah.
Venric, how many ships are at the port right now?
3.
More than that. Colin, I don't have that written down.
My bad, 5.
3.
Nah.
You have most of the ships were offloaded. As far as you know, out on the ocean side, like past that 20-mile distance, there's at least 15 to 20 ships who are harboring off the side, unmanned, as it was kind of before all of this new information came. It was like as many bodies as we can get on land.
Right.
So they're docked out there, but they're not, it would take some time to get them sent out and moved around the coast.
Okay. Yeah, so 15 to 20. And whatever agreement you have reached with the pirates, Redolus, I appreciate. If you would find a way to transfer some sort of leadership in my way in your absence, I would be able to wrangle them. No worries.
Very much so. The way I see it, I'll have the Sea Dragon go ahead and pick up however many ships we're able to get on its back. Bring it back here, have the pirates load up, and we'll use it as a terrain battleship.
The champions all kind of,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. I think we should do that.
we can carry. And then you all hear this like clash, like the sound of something being jostled around, and then like cries and alerted cries that immediately disrupts the kind of conversation. And an individual runs up to the tent and says, "Champions, Primus, come out. You'll have to see this." Do you all join?
Yeah.
I'm a cheer.
No, later.
Get the fuck out.
We're
Where's
busy.
he?
Who told you to come in here, dog?
Is he a no?
He had
Who do you
him.
think
He
you
had him
are?
at
Yes.
once.
It's actually a dwarf. They come outside.
It's a gnome. It's a gnome.
You see, about midday now, the clouds have slowly parted over the area, and it is winter. So as night becomes, like, it's slowly turning to dusk, like it's getting darker and darker, just the faint cloud cover that once was is slowly being dispersed, and there is a panic setting out through the entire camp. It's palpable. People are shouting and screaming. You hear alarm bells and stuff ringing. The Primus comes up. "What is the meaning of this? What is all this panic?" And as you all walk out, you see that the obelisk at the center lets out a flash, kind of similar to those ones you had seen earlier, just a little brighter. Thum, 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 and it picks up pace, and the obelisk is like blinking bright. The red light is emanating out further and further. Thum, 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 thum. And the Primus says, "What in the..." And a big blast of energy shoots up, and the beam that was that tiny, slender red strand grows enormously out into the sky. You see where the moons have slowly come up to their apex. The red moon of Ruidus is almost at its center, not quite completed, and the beam of energy shoots and touches. And the whole sky in the area goes pitch black. The sun is gone, almost like a magical field of darkness over this entire area. It's like midnight. And there is like an eerie silence. All the panicking and screaming and shouts stop. And then you hear one of the soldiers near you. "No. No." And the Primus, he looks up. "Not again." You see a little star descending down bright. It's not a star, it's flames. There is something that is descending so fast, it is blocking out the stars around it, and an enormous black spot is forming in the sky. The Primus speaks up and says, "All of you, gather the forces. We have to move now. Oblivion is falling again." As another chunk of a meteor descends on the battlefield. And with that,
Is
we'll end today's
real quick. Wait. Is it so big that it's like it's covering everything, or is it like far away towards the battlefield? Is it over us? Hard to tell.
Roll a perception check. This better be the best perception check you're like. DC 22.
Inspiration.
Come on.
Inspiration.
Let me do it too.
Yeah, all right, I'll allow it.
Let's go. Can I do it too, please?
I rolled an 18 plus.
26.
24.
That's like a fucking 19.
Vendrick, you weren't there when it happened, but you knew the months leading up to it, the years leading up to the fall. This one is not nearly as big, and as you all who rolled higher than 22 can take in, there isn't just one. There are dozens descending. A lot smaller, but faster.
It's a meteor storm.
And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Yeah.
With it now a pitch black battlefield, illuminated only by torchlight and a enormous piercing red beam of energy that makes everything on the field just remind you of the 9 hells. Pick up next time.
We've got 8 hours.
We got time. Thanks for tuning in. Make the fan art.